Peace and blessings, family. It's me, Brother Hakim, and it's
Brother Christian.
Brother Christian, and we trying to make videos in regards to take on the topic of home and how to cope. So I wrote down in my notes on home and how to cope. I want to start off with defining what cope means. So cope means of a person deal effectively with something difficult. For example, to manage or to deal with. So we are not taught in the school system how to manage or deal with our life's problems.
That's right.
Life presents us with issues that the public school didn't help prepare us to solve. So the Holy Quran mentions that after difficulty comes ease. And it also mentions that struggle is ordained.
Yes, sir.
So being that struggle is ordained, we are permitted to go through these things in order for the weakness of ourselves to manifest so that we will see it and try our best to correct it.
Dang. Yo, you started off high, Brother Hakim. I don't know if I can come behind something like that.
All praises due to Allah.
I want to say, Brother Hakim,
Yes, sir.
while we on the podcast, thank you.
Yes, sir.
You're taking the initiative to do something to save our people. And this is something that the most honorable Elijah Muhammad teaches us in message to the black man.
Yes, sir.
We are to do for self, but we are also to submit to Allah. So we can't do for self if we don't submit.
That's right.
So a topic like this, home and how to cope. What is home? To me, this is what I got, right? My boy Sean said this. He's an artist, D.O.G. He said, they say home is where the heart is at.
That's right.
So home as a noun, according to Google definition, the place where one lives permanently, especially as a member of a family or household. We know that. As a verb, of an animal returned by instinct to its territory after leaving it. So we have three definitions realistically we could look at. We have an emotional place of comfort. We have a physical place of also comfort and stability. And then we also have somewhere you return to based on where you think you belong. So, if I may, I'd like to open up. In the name of Allah, the Beneficent and Merciful, I bear witness there is no God but Allah, that the Honorable Elijah Muhammad is the messenger.
That's right.
Peace, family.
Peace
and once
blessings.
again, thank you, Brother Hakim.
Yes, sir.
I can't thank you enough for doing something like this. This isn't easy. We have a very difficult mission of resurrecting the 17 million more dead to the Lamb of God.
Yes, sir.
Bringing them to him, right?
Yes, sir.
So with something like this, we're doing this work on social media. I'd like to continue. We have a condition we are in that places us in homes we aren't even comfortable in. Therefore, they don't even feel like home. People out here saying, I'm heading home, and they could be going to hell for the next 8 hours. God. Fighting the energy, dealing with family issues, arguments, battling mentally at home. Honestly, that could drive you crazy.
It could.
So, when you get into a Great Depression, you don't even recognize that you're in it until somebody tells you. The eyes are meant to see out, not in. So when you have a brother like Brother Hakim, who's on this podcast with me, guess what he can do? You know what, brother? I notice your energy is off today. Are you all right? He can check me. So we're home. Once again, what is that to us? But also, how do we cope? And I'm going to go into a verse from the Bible.
Yes, sir.
So this is Genesis 2, verse 21 to 23, this is the King James Version. And the Lord God caused a deep sleep to fall upon Adam, and he slept. And he took one of his ribs and closed up the flesh instead thereof. And Adam said, this is now bone of my bones and flesh of my flesh. She shall be called woman, because she was taken out of man. Womb, one man. So, woman comes from the man, right? Wouldn't a woman provide comfort?
Great question.
If God created himself out of triple darkness, which is uncomfortable, which we are taught in the nation, wouldn't it be comfortable knowing you have somebody you can go home to? So that would be who? The woman, because she comes from man, right? I'd like to end with this, because I really want to hear from Brother Hakim.
Yes, sir.
You have no idea how blessed you are to have this brother here.
Yes, sir. Praise be to Allah.
If we can't identify home, how can we cope in the first place? Brother Hakim.
I would like to share like a life experience with in regards to our subject on home and how to cope.
Yes, sir.
So, me growing up, I dealt with child abuse, and it's very difficult for you to physically go through something like that and know how to deal with it as a child, because children and we are emotional.
That's
we
right.
don't go off logical and thinking. You see what I'm saying? We are very emotional. So when I used to, say for instance, my mom, I used to live with my mom. She used to drop us off for early in the morning with my grandparents, and she'll leave us down there until she got off home from work. Then she'd take us upstairs. And my mom, she a great mom, wonderful mom, blessed to have a mother.
That's right.
That's still here with me today. So my mother, she suffered through depression, and she don't know how to cope with it as well. So her suffering through depression, she take alcohol for her peace. You see what I'm saying? And that's her way of not knowing how to cope with it, but her wanting peace and striving and looking for it, she just looking for it in the wrong places. So we are taught by the most honorable minister, Louis Farrakhan, that we want peace, turn to God. We gotta turn to God. We gotta submit to God's will, because only through His will we have everlasting peace. We can't get peace through no cigarette. We can't get peace through weed. We can't get peace through alcohol. We can't get peace through sex. All of these things that we want, we like the motive is bad, but the intention is good. You see what I'm saying? Like, we all want peace, which is a good thing, but the way we want about it is the way that we shouldn't want about it. You see what I'm saying? The only way we're gonna find peace is through God. But to talk a little bit more on my background history of being being abused by my mom, it was very difficult on how to cope with it. Like, it was sometimes I wanted to hurt my mom. Certain times, like my mother, my grandfather had shared with me that my mother, he said, you wanna know why your mom beat you so much, or why your mom abused you so much? He said, because you look like your father.
Damn.
And growing up as a child, my mother and my father used to fight a lot. So them dealing with that in regards to me growing up, seeing that, it was very traumatizing. You see what I'm saying? To see my mom and my father fight one another, and then them to get called out of their names. But it was like me just seeing it and hearing it and growing up in that environment. A lot of people now wouldn't even expect them to be my parents. You see what I'm saying? Because the Honorable Mr. Louis Farrakhan said Allah would pluck one out of the whole family. He'll pluck one out of the whole family.
That's big, man. That's huge.
And I decided to join the Nation of Islam. I decided to become a member of the FOA in the nation, because I seen that what they were striving for was to become one with God.
That's right.
That's to be something that we all striving for. That's the ultimate goal.
Good point, bro.
To be one with the Lord God, our Creator. We can't pray to a Jesus that's been here 2,000 years ago. Ain't no mystery God.
Not at all. That's right.
Our people are enslaved mentally through the Bible and the false teachings of the Bible and the misinterpretation of the Bible. That's why our people are enslaved mentally. And a lady had asked me, she see me in a suit. I was going on my way to Dunkin' Donuts, and she held the door for me, and she was like, would you be able to spare some change? And I was like, I got you. She said, on your way coming out. I was like, okay, I'll see what I can do. So I got my coffee, and I came out, and I gave her the money. She asked me, she said, where was you going to church? She said, I like to go to church too. And in my mind, I'm saying like, no, I'm not going to. I'm like, in my mind, I'm saying like, I'm not going to church. I'm actually going to the mosque. The church is the reason why our people is in the condition we in. You see what I'm saying? Because the misinterpretation of the Bible, we don't understand we don't understand the Bible. We lost and we enslaved. Like, the same Christianity was originated in the Pope of Rome. That's the Pope in Rome. That's where Christianity started from.
Where's
Christianity
that located, the Pope of Rome?
In Rome.
That's what Europe, right?
Yeah, it started in Europe. You see what I'm saying? And then we was taught by the Supreme Wisdom lessons that Yaqub was a big-head scientist. He was a big-head scientist. And he noticed, he was 6 years old playing with two pieces of steel. And he found the unlike attract to both positive and negative. And he looked at the black man and noticed that the black man has a brown germ and a black germ. And he took the brown germ, which is the weaker germ, because black is dominant and white is recessive.
That's right.
He took the brown germ and started a graftation on the island of Palam. In the Bible, it's called Patmos. He started a graftation with 60,000 people. He took 60,000 black people and started a graftation. And during the process of graftation, every 200 years, he created a new race. So the first 200 years, he created a brown civilization, known as the Japanese people. You see what I'm saying? Then another 200 years, he created the yellow civilization, known as the Chinese people. And then he didn't live to get to see the white race, but after another 200 years would give us a total of 600 years, he created the white race. And if he was to graft anything further than that, there'd be a walking sword. And that's why we have Freddy Krueger now. You see that? You see how Freddy Krueger looked? That's how the next generation of people will look if they was grafted one more time. So we gotta be mindful of where people come from, because we don't believe that, a lot of people don't believe that certain people came from us. We are the originators. They say, who's the original man? In our student enrollment, the original man is the Asiatic black man, the maker, the owner, the cream of the planet Earth, God of the universe.
Yes, sir.
You know what I'm saying? But not to get too much off topic, but we have to realize that certain things in our life, we got Islam is mathematics, it's science, it's history, it's all of the above. Everything that they teach you is in Islam. Everything that we taught is in Islam, everything. Our whole life is be dedicated to Islam, and Islam only. Because Islam was what? Peace. Islam is what? The entire submission to do Allah's will. What is a Muslim? One who submits his will to do the entire will of Allah. That is a Muslim. So if you live in, Jesus was a Muslim.
That's right.
Jesus was a Muslim. In the Bible, it said he had hair like lamb's wool and feet like brass burnt in the oven.
That sounds very black to me.
When you burn anything, what the color it get? You get this. You get black. Right? Egypt means the land of the dark-skinned, burnt-skinned people.
Wow.
When they went to go look inside Egypt, they couldn't find the Jesus that they was looking for. Why? Because Jesus was blending in with the black people that was in Egypt. So they couldn't find them. Why do you think the Sphinx nose has been blown off?
I always wondered that. That's interesting to me.
It was the body of a lion, but it had the characteristics and the facial features of a black man. What are lions considered? What's the phrase that we use for who the king of the jungle? The lions. We consider the lions to be king of the jungle.
Yes, that's right.
So if we are the gods of the universe, we are the first rulers, the kings, the gods. They blew the nose off the Sphinx, so we wouldn't know that we was the kings and the gods of this world. So they blew it off. Because that right there was the representation of a black man. Those features that was on that Sphinx. But back to me dealing with and coping with child abuse, it's been plenty of times I wanted to hurt my mom. It's been plenty of times I wanted to run away from home. It's been plenty of times where I wanted to sit up there and commit suicide because of the fact that not only I'm a child and I'm emotionally unstable, but I'm a child growing up in a household that's full of violence. You see what I'm saying? So me trying to deal with that, I used to go to video games. Play video games a lot. That's all I did. That was my piece right there. Video games. Basketball. That was my piece right there. If it's hot outside, I'm going outside to play basketball. If it's cold outside and it's a gym open, I'm going out to the gym to go shoot some hoops. Anything to get away from my mother.
Wow. And that's considered home at the time. Yo, Brother Hakim.
Anything to get away from my mother, I was willing to do it.
Come on.
Sometimes I didn't obey certain rules that my mother had involving, okay, she tell me I get out of school at a certain time. Make sure you be on your way home. I used to be hours before I go home. So at the time, I didn't know how to cope with it. I'm not dealing with child abuse no more, but as I got older, I found out how to deal with my mom. I found out how to deal with my mom as I got older, when I hit the teenage years. Sadly, my sister going through it a little bit. And she been on the planet for 17 years. She turned 17 August. My sister going through the same thing I was going through. You see what I'm saying? But I'm giving her, based off my experience with my mom, I'm giving her tips on how to cope with it, and how to prevent it, a certain action from happening.
Brother Hakim, if I may, I want to propose a question.
Go ahead, propose a question, beloved.
Because I don't even want to intervene right now. Brother, he not only thoroughly explained something that he personally went through, so he's offering others therapy in himself. But he spoke about something specifically as far as home, as far as the aspect of a feeling in a physical place he goes to. But also he mentioned coping. Well, Brother Hakim, what's the definition of that? What's the definition of cope?
If I was to look at my notes and give you the definition, cope is of a person deal effectively with something difficult. For example, to manage or to deal with.
Go ahead.
See, I had to deal with that.
Yes, sir.
Because it wasn't nobody else to take me in if I was to run away. I don't want to be with no strangers. Dyfus was the come. I'm separated from my original family. I don't know these people. They could do worse than what my mother possibly do. Because you don't take care of somebody else like how you would take care of your own.
I gotta drink some more of that, bro. That's...
I used to always run to my grandmother's house. Stay with my grandmother. Stay with my grandfather.
While you were living with your mom?
While I was living with my mom. Because we used to live in the same building.
Okay.
All of us. I used to live in the building upstairs, and my grandparents used to live in the building downstairs, apartment downstairs. And whenever my mother come home, she would like, we about to get ready to go upstairs. We'd go upstairs or whatever. I'll hop on my game. When it's time to go to sleep or after dinner time, I'm going right to my grandmother's house. Because at that time, my mother entered a state of intoxication due to alcohol. You know, when you drink alcohol, you're not in your clear state of mind.
That's right.
So I know me growing up, from a child to a teenager to an adult, I realized, okay, at this certain time, I can't really be around my mother. Because I know how she get when she get intoxicated.
Picking up on habits.
You see what I'm saying? She start acting a fool around this time. Around like 9 o'clock, she start acting a fool. See what I'm saying? Around 12 o'clock, she willing to anything, lose it all. Her temper is very short at around that at 12 o'clock. You see what I'm saying? So it's things that you gotta pay attention to. You gotta be very observant and very aware of the people you stay with. And not just for the people you stay with, people you hang around.
That's right.
The people you associate with.
That's right.
Whoever. You gotta be willing to sit up there and observe and be quiet. A wise person said that you learn more when you keep your mouth closed.
Good point, brother. Excellent point.
Why is that? Because you're more focused on than running your mouth. When you run your mouth, you ain't listening.
Yo, say that again, brother Hakim.
Brother.
He said when you're running your mouth,
you ain't listening. When you have the teacher in front of you, and why they tell you to raise your hand? So he can hear one person, right? If everybody talking at the same time, what did you hear? Bull jump. You're not hearing nothing. You're not listening to nothing. You can't answer nobody's questions because everybody talking at one time. So if I'm talking and you talking and nobody not listening, then the message that is going to go one end out the other. The message ain't going to get delivered because everybody talking.
I'm taking notes after this, bro.
Brother.
I'm going right back to this video.
Now all praise is due to Allah. Because this man,
man,
if it wasn't for this man,
that's right. Make it plain, brother.
the most honorable Elijah Muhammad,
That's right.
I don't know where I'll be today. At all. He taught me how to deal with my problems. He taught me how to deal with my problems.
Coping, that's right.
How to cope.
That's right.
With the help of the Honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan. He taught me how to deal with that. My relationship with my mother could be better, but I have a better relationship with my mom now than I did when I was a child.
Allahu Akbar. That's beautiful.
I see my mother smiling more around me than when I was a child. See what I'm saying? She see the type of person whenever she speak about me, she said, and somebody come at me a certain type of way, she always say, what happened? Because she already know that whenever something happened in regards to me, I don't start it.
Peace.
We are meant to, Allah don't love the aggressors.
That's right.
He hates the aggressors.
That's right.
My mother say, my son is very, she say this on a constant basis. My son is very respectful and humble. And I'm not trying to be arrogant in saying that that's what she say. But all praises are due to Allah.
Her words.
Those are words.
That's right.
That I'm respectful and humble. Who made me respectful and humble? When I used to call girls bees. When I used to consider my brother as a Negro.
That's right.
I ain't gonna say the term because of formal purposes, but you used to call my brother a Negro. Calling girls bees, calling my brother the N-word, saying filthy words out of my mouth.
Did not fall out of heaven, bro.
Like these, we come from the slums just as well as whoever watching did.
That's right.
Ain't nobody on this planet perfect.
No, sir. That's right.
Nobody. We all got imperfections. All of us. But it's the sacrifice of wanting to change.
Yo, you on fire right now, bro.
That's what it is. It's the sacrifice of wanting to change.
That's right, brother.
If you don't sacrifice yourself, if you don't want better for yourself, you ain't gonna get better from yourself.
Bro, say it again, bro.
Brother, if you don't want better from yourself, you can't get better from yourself.
Good teaching, Brother Hakim. I can let you talk for the next half an hour.
Brother.
I'm looking at the time like, I don't even want to say nothing.
Brother.
What can you say to come after that, bro? Dang.
Brother, if you don't want better for yourself, you ain't gonna get better from yourself.
That's a good line.
The struggle with the Honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan said, the first war is not with white people. The first war isn't with the high places, Satan and wicked in high places. The first war is with yourself. The Satan of self. That's the first war. Master yourself first. Become the master of yourself and your own body. That goes for, we not lusting after our woman. We don't do that. We not fornicating. We not committing adultery. See, because that's urges. We letting our emotional state take control of us. That's what savages do. Savages let their emotional state. What is a savage? A savage is one who lost the knowledge of himself and is living a beast life.
That's right.
We are not savages. The most honorable Elijah Muhammad ain't raised savages. He made men. He said that whenever you look at a black man, you looking at God. Why is that? Because we are the direct descendants of God.
Ooh.
The direct descendants.
When you looking at black man, you looking at what?
God. We directed from the originator and the creator himself.
You don't get like tears in your eyes when you say something,
Brother.
like that.
The chills, brother.
Like, nah, like you can't just, when you live a life like me and Brother Hakim and then you come into something like this. What's the song by Vori? Grateful?
Grateful.
Oh, brother. What's that line he always said?
He said, I'm grateful for not anything but everything.
Everything. So you have experiences like Brother Hakim. And
Come on,
this ain't easy to talk about. This is healing for him.
We took many L's.
Come on.
Many L's, right, Brother Christian? We took many L's.
Lost count. Yo, that
You can't even count them on your fingers.
That joint hurt.
You can't count them on your fingers or your toes.
Come on.
We took many L's. And what I want y'all to know that the L's we talking about ain't losses. We ain't take no losses. The L's I'm referring to is lessons.
That's right. That's right.
Everything that, whether good or bad, it's a lesson in it.
Good teaching, brother. Way to pull it.
Good or bad, it's a lesson in it. It's no losses. When Michael Jordan missed multiple game-winning shots, he took a loss, but he looked at it as a lesson. What can I do better?
That's a lot of shots missed, bro.
What can I do better? You see what I'm saying? This is the mindset you gotta have. You can't look at yourself as taking a loss. You gotta look at yourself as taking a lesson. What can I learn from this? Because we are students in the ministry class. We are students in the Nation of Islam. What is the job of a student? The job of a student is to study. How can you have a knowledge of self and a knowledge of God and a knowledge of the reality of this world if you don't study? You refer to everybody, you want everybody to talk to you about certain things, and you grow up just listening to nobody. Nobody open a book. Nobody open a book at all. Open a book and read. What the white man said. The white man said if you wanted to hide something from a black person, you put it in with a book.
Damn. Yo, it was like right here.
Why is that?
Ooh.
Why whenever you want to hide something from a black man, you put it in a book? Because of the fact he know we don't read. We don't want to read. We too big on sport and play. The world, the most honorable Elijah Muhammad said, the world wasn't made for sport and play. It was made to take seriously.
That's right.
We live in the day of judgment. The judgment ain't yesterday. The judgment ain't tomorrow. Judgment is today. We living in the day of judgment now. America is falling. The dollar is declining. These are the things that people are dying through the lack of knowledge and the knowledge of self. But all praises. Look at the people in Gaza. Look at all the families.
Current events, that's right.
Look at all the laws. Look at all the children, all the martyrs. All the families that's lost.
They talk about that.
If you don't got this paper now, get this paper. This is the Final Call newspaper.
They talking about it right now.
$2.
They talking about it.
40 pages. It got how to eat to live, current events, and it got wisdom from the Honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan on page 20.
He's right on the back, so you know exactly.
And he wear gold because he wanted us to see what gold looked like.
That's right.
That's what he said. Those are his words. He said, I wore gold to see so y'all know what gold looked like. Not gold because of the color, but gold because how pure his heart is and his love for his people.
Love for his people.
Some of y'all talk so bad about the minister. He's the only man that called for 1 million people during the Million Man March, and nearly over 2 million showed up. What man in this day and time could do that without the help of Allah God? Ain't no man today, y'all can't point out no man that's calling for 1 million people and 2 million show up. Because when you take one step towards Allah, Allah take 2 steps towards you. He called for 1 million people and Allah multiply. God is a multiplier. You call for 1 million, he give you 2 million.
Good math, man.
If you call for 10 million, he'll give you 20 million.
That's good math.
This is what he do. He said 10 men that got the knowledge and wisdom of God and know their purpose is stronger than 1,000 men that's walking ignorantly with no purpose at all. Brother, all I can say is I bear witness to the teachers, and the teachers is what got me and what shaped my mind. Because when you join the nation and you become a Muslim, your perspective on the world changes. Your perspective on the world changes. I'm not gonna lie. A lot of the things that happen in my life, God wasn't on my forefrontal cortex. People to this day still wake up and don't even thank God that they woke up. God wakes you. Having this life you can't take this life for granted.
Only get one.
Having this life is a privilege.
That's right.
Having this life is a privilege, and we fail to realize this, that having this life is a privilege. Because God can call you in your sleep. Why you think some people don't even wake up?
That's a good question. That's right.
God can call the soul and the spirit in your body in your sleep. Why you think some people go to sleep and don't even wake up? They be asleep forever after that. Until you realize, oh, mom, you shaking your mother, she not waking up. You gotta start thanking God, and we gotta be more grateful and have more gratitude towards our Creator, because we was the ones who created our life. Allah says in the Quran, how can you deny Allah and you was without life and I gave you life? He said, before I knew you, he said, before you was in the womb of your mother, I knew you. So your mother he just used your mom and your father as vessels to bring you forth to this world. He just used them as vessels. That's all. Your mother created you. Why didn't she know she was pregnant? Why did she have to take a pregnancy test to know if she was pregnant or not? If you knew you had a child, if you knew you was creating a child, well, how come you didn't know? Some of this stuff don't even be planned. Majority of the time, you don't even be planned.
No.
Most of us aren't even planned. We just come. Allah is the person that give us the brain. Allah is the person that give us the heart. Allah is the person that give us the body, the arms, the legs, the head. He gives us these things, not our parents. Our father just put the seed in, and our mother just nourished the seed. Fertilized the seed. That's all.
Mathematics, bro.
That's all. Farmer, when he grows his crop, he puts the seed in. You see what I'm saying? The father. He puts the water in, the mother. And look at God. He give you the son for you to grow it. Would you look at that? Because these are the essentials of life. These are the essentials to grow of a plant or an apple tree or whatever you want. You get the seed, you get the soil, the water, you see what I'm saying? And Allah provides you with the sun. And now you're growing, now you got a garden. Brother, I bear witness that there is no God but Allah, and I bear witness that the most honorable Elijah Muhammad is his messenger in Christ, and that the honorable who is still in our midst today, all praises are due to Allah, is his warner and servant, and his God that's left in our midst, the Honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan. It's through these men, these black men,
Not white men.
these black men,
not blue-eyed and blonde hair, bro.
the one that the Bible refers to the rejected, the despised, who've been in a strange land other than their own for over 400 years.
That's a long time, bro.
Who've been robbed of the knowledge of self, their identity, their culture, their names, their language, been stripped of everything. And before y'all, me and Brother Christian here speaking about how to cope with our problems.
Brother Hakim,
Would you like to share anything, Brother Christian?
I want to do a time check.
Yes.
You know, Brother Hakim, I would like to share something.
Yes, sir.
So we have our topic of discussion and our very, very capable Brother Hakim talking about home and how to cope. So we went over the definition of cope. And I wanted to share something from a personal experience that I think would allude to what we're talking about today in discussion. So you've devoted your time to K through 12, going to school, waking up, brushing your teeth, eating breakfast, grabbing that chocolate muffin, that orange juice, apple juice, strawberry milk at lunchtime with the hamburger, if you went to public school. Now, if you had it and you went to private school, you know, glory to God, I hope that was a sufficient, you know, experience for you, because going to public school, I had to get into a routine and system I wasn't comfortable with. And that didn't even feel like home. So now I'm dealing with two homes I don't even like, because really that's my second home. And then I can't cope because I'm dealing with energy, so-called friends turn to enemies, family trying to tell me in my ear what I should do after school, and most importantly, I'm dealing with women. So the question is, once again, home and how to cope. So I have to go to my notes to gather my thoughts so I don't get off track. So I had a girl that I went out with in high school, not gonna give off names, and you know, it turned into one more. Didn't cheat ever, won't ever do that. Meaning I had more than one girl I went out with when I was in a relationship. So I would try and date one girl, didn't work out, try and date another girl, didn't work out. That order, not dating multiple women at once, let me just be clear. And you know, I did some things I'm not proud of, fornicated. You know, one of the lessons that I got from that was that God gave me guidance and the ability to cope when I went to him, not when I was going to fornicate, not when I was going to smoke, not when I was going to get peer pressure into drinking. But when I prayed to him and I'm on my knees and I'm in tears and I'm hurt and I'm frustrated and I'm feeling all the pressure of high school and trying to prove a point, you know, to the bros, so to speak. Oh, you a virgin, da da da. I have to do some self-evaluation. Is this really gonna provide me a sense of home? And is this a healthy way to cope? That's the totality of the conversation today. So Brother Hakim, when he was talking about personal experiences, the teachings of the Honorable Elijah Muhammad, referring to the Holy Quran, he's really giving you multiple ways of how to recognize the red flags in your home, recognize the red flags and how you properly should cope or you don't, and most importantly, who to go to in order to find a sufficient home, which is peace and Allah, and how to cope. So I would like to bring this together by saying the following. What does home even look like to us? What should it look like? It should be meditation, controlled emotions, healthy thoughts, and peace at night when you're laying down. Do you really want to go home and be like, damn, why I'm arguing with my mom? Why I'm arguing with my baby mom? Why I'm arguing with my child's son? Why I'm doing this and that? why am I arguing over anything in the first place when I go out and work and I try and do my due diligence?
That's right.
Another question, what should it include? It should probably be your loved ones. You shouldn't have people who claim they love you and hate you when your back is turned.
Let me share one thing,
Please,
Christian.
go ahead.
Brother 19 Keys, that's a strong brother. I love that brother.
He's sharp, man.
He's a very sharp brother.
Sharp.
19 Keys. I heard him say in a podcast that family basically consists of love, loyalty, and trust.
He didn't say blood. Go say that again, Brother Hakim.
Family considered love, loyalty, and trust, right? He said, if you look at it, he said, if you go home and look at your family, like, damn, we're not really family, we just related.
Evaluation of observing, brother.
So this is why our children,
come on,
young boys and particularly, we go outside of our homes and we join gangs.
Finding peace and security in something.
This is why our young black boys, we go out and join gangs. Why is that? Because we don't have the love, the trust, and the loyalty in the household. We have love, so-called love, loyalty, and trust among our gang members, our brothers. You see that? That's just something I just wanted to share.
That's a great observation.
But continue, Brother Christian. Sorry to cut you off.
Well, something I've grown into, when people ask, I feel much better just being like, yeah, go ahead. When people, oh, no, I gotta get this off, that becomes problematic.
Yes, sir.
So maybe we can talk further about that here in the conversation we have at hand, home and how to cope. So,
okay,
how can we properly cope?
How can we properly cope?
I think if we keep God first,
first and foremost,
I think He should be the first person on our mind. And we're actually told that we should be praying as Muslims 5 times a day. If you keep God in your mind in the morning, early afternoon, late afternoon, and then evening, and then before you go to bed, I don't see why you wouldn't find home and a healthy way to cope. You're talking to somebody who can help you with anything because He created you. Brother Hakim reminds me of this all the time, and I love when he talks about this.
That's right.
He always reminds me that Allah knew you before you even knew you were in the womb. And your mom knew too. Paraphrasing, of course, because he has a beautiful way of putting it, but the reminder is still the same.
Yes, sir.
You have a comfort with your mom when you're in that womb. Whenever you're born, you cling to her to breastfeed because you still are comfortable with your mom because you've been in the womb so long. So you're looking for a sense of home, right? And security. So when you cry out, you're looking for somebody to help you cope.
Yes.
Right? So with your mom, and I love the black woman so much for this.
Yes. Amazing woman.
They make no excuses to take care of their loved ones when even they don't even have security and their own women don't even know how to cope.
That's right.
So you're looking at somebody who gives you an example of home. And how to cope in physical form, but in the reality, 9 months of having Allah assist you, He is the home and the person you need help from in order to cope in the first place.
In the long run. Yes,
so you have a physical example in front of you, your mom, and then you have Allah who you can call on anytime as long as you call on His name in the name of Master Far Muhammad.
Yes, sir.
So, case in point, I believe Brother Hakim could finish this out.
Okay.
But I wanted to just, once again, Brother Hakim.
Yes, sir.
Thank you.
All praises are due to Allah. Thank you,
You, brother. I don't even know what else to say. I think I got everything else.
All right. So before we close, we closing because you had raised the question. What was the question again, beloved? Like, how do we cope? Something like that. I feel as though these are my tips to coping.
How can we properly?
How can we properly cope? First, prayer. Prayer should be the first thing that we should take action towards or execute when we have problems. Prayer to the God, who came in the person of Master Far Muhammad, because He answers your prayers directly. Not as soon as you call for Him, but on His own time, He'll answer your prayers. I bear witness. I'm not going to go into details about it because that's another subject for another time. But He answers your prayers. Okay. That's number one, prayer. Eating, your dietary laws. If you don't got the book How to Eat to Live, book 1 and 2, What you eat affects how you think. That's why they say you are what you eat. Not just physically eating, but what you see, what you hear, and the things that you do. So we in an environment, we gotta eat healthy. We know all food got toxins in it. White man, they masters, man. They put poisons and chemicals all over our food. But eat the best of the worst. So what I'm saying, the worst of the worst is obviously the hog, the pork. We don't eat pork at all. We give it in How to Eat to Live while we don't eat pork. But like I said, that's a topic for another day. We have flat teeth. We don't have sharp teeth. Our teeth wasn't made to take meat. It wasn't made at all. We gotta eat more fruits and vegetables. People that eat meat, the Mr. Louis Farrakhan said, are more warlike. Those are the warlike nations. The ones that eat meat still got blood running out of it. In the Quran, it says, forbidden to you is the land of the animals. Why is that? How you gonna expect something that's dead to sustain something that's alive? You eating something that's dead to sustain something that's alive. Make that make sense. Vegetables and fruits is what we were prescribed by the Most Honorable Elijah Muhammad from God in person of Master Farah Muhammad to eat. And to eat only but 1 meal a day. I know some of y'all be like, yo, that's hard. I can't eat 1 meal a day.
It is. But
it's difficult from the start.
It ain't impossible.
First 3 days is a struggle. For me, I'm gonna say for me personally. But after a while, your body and stomach start to get used to it. The Most Honorable Elijah Muhammad said in How to Eat to Live, book 1, he said, you could train your stomach, refrain from food as long as you want. He said you could also train your stomach to eat 1 meal a week. And we'll live as long as Noah and Methuselah, who live approximately nearly 1,000 years, because our body was made to live nearly 1,000 years. But due to the toxins and the poisons that's in the food, we are made to fast. We are told to fast. We got a 3-day national fast coming up, right, Brother Christian?
Yeah, we'll have that confirmed, tonight, I think, if we're doing that or not. Right?
Inshallah.
Yeah,
if it be the will of Allah.
Yep.
But Thursday would be our official last meal until Sunday.
That's right.
So prayer is first. What you eat is second. Also what you watch. We can't be fasting and watching Bad Girls Club. I'm saying though, beloved, you can't be fasting and watching Bad Girls Club. That's just drama. You taking that in.
Right.
He said your mind is like a camera. It takes pictures of what's going on outside. So now it's stored in your brain, and now you going out thinking you're a bad girl and you want to do bad things to other people. You can't be fasting and watch Bad Girls Club. Watch a documentary or something. Watch something of importance. Honorable Elijah Muhammad said, message to the black man that we shouldn't even watch TV unless it's something of importance is on it. No TV at all, unless it was something of importance on it. Now, granted, we still watch TV. We got families or whatever. We watch cartoons or whatever. Watch, you know what I'm saying? It's not forbidden to watch TV because we still got family duties. We still got to spend that quality time. So I'm not forbidding you to watch TV. But he was saying that we shouldn't watch TV unless it's of importance because, like I said at the beginning, around the beginning of the video, is that this world was not made for sport and play. It was made to take seriously. That we living in the day of judgment. So be careful what you watch. Be careful who you associate with, because energy is a vibration. If you got bad energy, that started to pour out on me. And now I go around other people pouring out. That's how things spread. That's how bad energy spread.
Like
so associate with those who got good energy.
Good point, Brother Hakim.
Good energy. Because having somebody with bad energy will drain you. Put stress on your mind, and stress is not good. Stress will kill you. Word is born. Stress will kill you. So we gotta be mindful of what we see.
That's right.
The things that we hear, gossiping. We're not allowed to gossip. If you got an issue with somebody, take it to the person you got an issue with. Don't talk bad about the person behind their back to somebody else. And I'm talking to myself, because I still be gossiping here and there. I'm being honest. I'm not gonna lie. We told to tell the truth regardless of the circumstances.
Speak the
We stand on truth. Because Jesus said, ye shall know the truth, and the truth shall set you free. I want to be free. Who don't?
That's right. Good question, bro.
I want to be free. So be careful and mindful of what you watch, who you hang around, what you listen to, and the things you eat. And you'll be able to cope with some of your problems easier. Prayer, fasting. You are what you eat. Consume the best. Exercise.
That's right.
Exercise. Get your blood flowing. Build that immune system. Clear your mind. Exercising is very vital. Staying fit. It's a problem to be fat. Allah said he hates obesity. Because why? Obesity kills you. Allah is a God of life and love. So why would he be a God of death and destruction? He wouldn't want you to die. He came to save us. Obesity is a leading cause in Black America. It's one of the leading causes in Black America. Number 2 and number 3, because heart disease is the first.
That's a pandemic in itself.
Brother, brothers and sisters, we can't be obese. We gotta hit the gym. Do some sit-ups, some pull-ups. We gotta get in shape.
Consistency, that's right. That's right.
We gotta get in shape.
What we about to do in the next 3 minutes, brother?
Exercise.
You goddamn right. We about to exercise.
No days off.
No,
We can't miss out.
We getting at it 3 days out the week.
And if you can't hit the gym, that's what calisthenics is for. Body weight. And to be honest, calisthenics is better than weightlifting. To be honest.
Great benefits in both.
To be honest.
Great benefits.
Calisthenics help with your balance. You put on lean muscle. You will still be able to scratch your back. See, some people, we gotta lean up against the wall. We be in a weight room. You see what I'm saying? Like, can't even wash our back. We gotta throw the rag on our back and let the rag slide down. Catch it at the booty. You see what I'm saying? Things of that nature.
Oh my God. No,
I just want to close. These 3 things right here is what help you could cope with problems. And make sure you study. Studying and getting the knowledge of self could help you cope with your problems. Pay attention to the Honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan. He could guide you on the right path. He'll get us a cross on his shoulders. But I want to close with this verse from the Holy Quran, chapter 5, called Al-Ma'idah, the food. Part 7, this is the section 14 called Some Directions for Muslims. But it's for you as well. It say, O you who believe, take care of your souls. He who errs cannot harm you when you are on the right way. To Allah you will all return, so he will inform you of what you did. Now I greet you with the greeting words of peace we say in the Arabic language. Assalamu alaikum, peace, family. Peace and blessings.
The Honorable Elijah Muhammad teaches us that heaven and hell are 2 conditions.
That's right.
2 conditions. This is not a place you go when you die.
No, sir.
This is not a place to go. This is not a place you go when you die. I have to say it one more time. This is not a place you go when you die.
Not at all.
You experience heaven here on this planet. You experience hell here on this planet. If you are home and you are dealing with hell, you are currently in a state of hell.
That's right.
Through anything that is other than God himself prescribed for you, such as Brother Hakim has suggested and provided for us, according to the resources he has to back this up. So he's practicing this himself.
That's right.
You are living in hell. However, we would like to suggest to you, according to our teacher in God, we believe, just as well as he does, we can change our condition from hell to heaven right here while we live.
That's right.
If we sit here and continue to look up, praying to God or a Jesus that we never see for the next 2,000 years, while we can't see what's in front of us, right in front of us, we will never get out of the condition. But notice how when I tilt my head there, I can see what's in front of me.
That's right.
Notice when I turn my head to the side, I can see Brother Hakim in front of me.
That's right.
We have the ability to make this change and exchange energy for the better of our condition that we are currently living.
It starts with you.
And that's it.
It starts with you.
And that's it, brothers.
The most honorable Elijah Muhammad. You got anything else to say, beloved? All praise due to Allah. So I'm gonna close with this.
Yes, sir.
Even though I said I was gonna close with that verse, but all praises are due to Allah. I want to close with this. The most honorable Elijah Muhammad said, "You don't have to die to be angels. You could be angels while you live." Assalamu alaikum.
Wa alaikum salam.